Alright, what's up y'all, Taker Fan here. As y'all can see by the title of today's video, here showcase the top 3 center builds in NBA 2K23. I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, for the drop a like, sub if you're new to the noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to win 2,000 likes. Now, as you can see, we have 3 different options. I'm trying to have this fit all styles. I do believe that just in general, 6'9" is the best build in the game. I will say, obviously though, for 5s, rec, pro-am, whatever the case may be, you cannot bring a 6'9" in as the actual 5 and succeed at it. That's just common sense. Obviously, taller builds will eat. I think 6'11s and 7-footers can still be very viable when it comes to the rec playing at the 5, or same with team pro-am playing at the 5, but I will say 7.2s will probably always be the dominant super eat like type build in 5v5 to play the corner defense, stay away from pick and roll D, stuff like that, or in the rec center, obviously paint camp, and you can deal with the lack of spacing. But again, for team pro-am, competitive 5v5, stuff like that, you're generally going to be guarding the corner. You're an extremely efficient rebounder off the corner in that aspect as well. And for team pro-am, it seems that a lot of people need the spacing as well. So listed in today's video, we have 2 outside bigs. One's going to be the very undersized, I would say stage or park meta type build, and then also listed is going to be the popper build at the big man position for pro-am as well at the 7'2". Then I have my kind of Giannis build with a couple tweaks to it, so it's going to be a pretty fun one to display. I hope y'all enjoy. If you do, for the drop a like, sub if you're new to the noties, all good stuff, and like always, try to win 2,000 likes. We're going to start from left to right real quick though. I know it's going to be a little bit inconvenient because some of y'all are probably going to watch this video and you'll be like, really, a small forward at the big man? Let me explain why. So again, this is for the park dudes out here who are going to be coming out with potentially a pick and popper type build that still wants to be able to dunk the ball a little bit, still handle the ball a slight bit, yet be pretty solid on defense. You're obviously more going to be guarding 3-pointers and not dealing with the paint mashers so much. This can also be turned into a lockdown build as well, I will say. So it's either an oversized lock or an undersized big. And again, it's a popper, so it can shoot the ball. As you can see, 6'9", 203 on the weight, 7'7" wingspan. I want to explain why you're at small forward now though. So at small forward, you're able to unlock the ability to get 75 speed with ball because you can go low enough on the weight. If you make this at center or power forward, it forces you to be at least 205, or in some cases 210 as well, or maybe even 215, I forget which. But all I know is at power forward and center, you weren't able to get 75 speed with ball. 75 speed with ball will give you the Michael Jordan and LeBron James dribble styles, which are by far the best in the game. Not even close. I believe those two are unbeatable. I think the only dude who's running something other than that as far as the meta dudes is James Harden for Steezo, and Steezo is built different. That dude just can't be compared. So really, I think, and he even said it himself, you should not run the James Harden dribble style if you're not him, and I do agree. So anyway, again, 75 speed of ball gives you that LeBron and Michael Jordan dribble style, and it's by far the best one in the game. 80 ball handle, plenty good for certain SIGs. I will say on this build at 6'9", you can also still get gold quick first step if you go 85 ball handle. So it is unfortunate that we're not able to achieve that on this, but again, we're trying to be a pretty well-balanced build. If you want to drop some finishing off and get that 85 ball handle, feel free to. But with 84 driving dunk at 6'9", here's what's so convenient about the 6'9s. You can get limitless takeoff in tier 2. If this were a tier 3, it would cost you 6 badge points to run for limitless takeoff on silver. Not to mention, it being tier 3, you would have to unlock 10 badge points worth of finishing in tier 1 and 2 before you even unlock it in tier 3. So for the 6'8s and stuff like that, for the bigs, whatever the case may be, if you wanted to make it as a popper, that is not very efficient. I think 6'9 is perfect with this. Again, limitless takeoff on silver for 4 points right here. You got Slithery on silver for 2 points. We can go ahead and use the rest wherever you would like. I think Aerial Wizard is a really good badge to run as far as actually catching alley-oops, and really with this style you might actually be doing stuff like that. But obviously with this build, your style will vary quite a bit. You will maybe be at the big man, like playing the 3, and you're doing only pick and pop, pick and roll type stuff. Maybe you just catch it off a catch and shoot on the pick and pop, then rim run to the hoop, whatever the case may be. Honestly, I think Slithery and limitless takeoff are the must-haves, like absolutely will run every single time. Other than that, there's not a lot of tier 1s that are actually good, so I would recommend to run Aerial Wizard personally, and then after that you can kind of just figure it out for yourself. But either way, 70 standing dunk gives you enough for the Ben Simmons package paired with your good driving dunk and vertical. I'm telling you guys right now, I'm a huge fan, absolutely huge fan of that Ben Simmons dunk style. It's going to give you a lot more standing dunks, and it's still a pretty good one for the driving as well, so I really do recommend. Now, I ended up giving this 82 vertical just for the reason of playing defense. Honestly, you could put it more into other things if you would really like to as well. You don't need 82 vert to be able to get contact dunks. All you need for this is actually 75. For instance, if you would like to, if you drop the vertical to 75 instead and go 85 ball handle, you'll be able to get that gold quick first step, silver handles for days, and just in general, 85 ball handle. So whatever you'd like to do with it. I will say though, even if you make that adjustment of wanting that 85 ball handle for the gold quick first step, silver handles for days, and just to have 85 ball handle in general, I'm not a huge fan of having such low vertical on a build that you're trying to play the 3 in park or stage or anything like that. I believe you really want it to help you for blocks, for rebounds, stuff like that as well. So whatever you'd like to do with it, if you want to be more hybrid like this one right here, absolutely feel free to. But anyway, like I said, for me, I would prefer to have this vert around like 82-ish, have some pretty solid stamina, and then just put the rest into free throw or something like that. But anyway, to resume and talk about the build once again, let's talk about the defense. At 86 perimeter D, you get gold challenger, silver clamps, Hall of Fame ankle braces, and Hall of Fame workhorse, as you can see, literally just off that one difference of a rating. So I'm a huge fan of shooting for 86 prim D on a build that you're trying to play like a very much so hedge defender. Again, this is meant to stop 3 hunting guards while still being able to guard ISO when you're getting put into that situation. 90 steel gives you the gold interceptor. At 85, you can be able to get that silver glove, and tier 1 as well, being a 6'9". 81 block rating, plenty good in my opinion. I think 76 interior D and 81 block is still enough to hold your own at the big man while being a very good lockdown at the same time. So again, this build is meant to be kind of a lockdown big man hybrid. As you can see, 94 defensive rebound with only 76 O board. You being a popper and you being more on the 3-point line for spacing leads to you not quite as much needing offensive rebound. That's what you're going to see on the other build as well at the 7'2". But anyway, other than that, like I said, very good popper, pick and roller, whatever you want to do with it. 70 standing dunk is plenty good for actually doing pick and rolls. 84 driving dunk, you can catch lobs, you can do contact dunks, all that stuff. I believe you should look into this though. I think you maybe need one more driving dunk to get pro contact lobs. I'm not absolutely positively sure. I believe that you need one more driving dunk for that though. So if you're someone who's looking into actually being a pick and roller way more with this, you maybe would want to look into that a little bit. But anyway, again, really good speed, good perimeter defensive ability. You can absolutely play great hedge defense with this. With this, we also have rim and lock take as well, combined with glass takeover, and we also have sharp. So 4 very good takeover options as far as being a good pick and popper, competitive 3v3 build, and just all types of stuff like that. Alright, so next up we have the fun build. This is going to be one that doesn't have shooting, but you have elite dunking ability. As you can see, the takeovers look absolutely super fun too. We have playmaker and slash takeover on the 6'11" right here. This is, like I said, a modification of my Giannis build. It's really almost the same thing though. We are 6'11", 221 on the weight, 7'9" wingspan. You can go built if you would like as well, but as you can see, 88 driving layup is going to give us that long athlete package for the driving lays, and then we have all types of good hops and spins out of that and stuff like that. It's probably the best layup package in the game. Not to mention, you being taller than 6'10" is going to be height capping a lot of the other good ones like Jelly and Circus and stuff like that. You can't get them if you're 6'10" or above, but you can get long athlete. You just have to get a lot of driving layup for it. So as you can see, 93 driving dunk gives us the elite contact dunks as well as the pros. Then we also have 90 standing dunk for the elite big man contacts and the pro big man contacts as well. So you have every dunk package in the game for contacts except for the smalls. And obviously you can't get that when you're above 6'5". So anyway, very good finishing loadout. We, as you can see, also get limitless takeoff and slithery in tier 1 for gold. So that's only 6 badge points combined. And then posterizer in tier 2 as well. So for me, I love this badge spread right here to go limitless takeoff, slithery, and posterizer, then run rise up as well. So you can see the close shot obviously lacks a little bit, but if you run rise up and posterizer, I promise you, you're getting OD standing contact dunks, a ridiculous rate of driving contact dunks if you use your meter. I'm telling you, it's going to be elite. It's so sick. And these 4 badges alone are going to change your game and make you play super elite. And then obviously if you core badge rise up eventually, it should be a pretty easy one to get cored as well. You literally just have to rise up and dunk. That's the only thing that activates it, and it activates every time that you do that, whether it's open or contested. So it's definitely very doable for like getting the core badge on. But anyway, again, the whole debate to this is that your close shot is a little bit poor, right? But I promise you, the dunking ability in this game is unreal, especially at the 6'11" height. To be able to get those standing contacts and then get the driving contacts as well, and to have slash takeover, it really does go crazy, I promise you. And as you can see, 75 pass accuracy, we get the LeBron James pass style as well. 70 ball handle gives some pretty decent dribble sigs. I'm not a huge fan of them. I obviously love my Ben Simmons build a whole lot more than this Giannis one right here, but this is still plenty doable at the big man position to dribble the ball a little bit. As you can see, you get bronze quick first step. You actually do have just enough badge points on this too to get bronze unpluckable, so you have to spend at least 10, again, between tier 1 and tier 2, and then after that you can spend your remaining 5 points left over on bronze unpluckable. You don't have to run post play, dimer, needle threader. I don't think those are necessities by any means. I would say for your build right here, you probably want to run bronze quick first step, bronze unpluckable, maybe some handles for days, maybe some clamp breaker, and then after that either floor general or break starter, one of the two. So anyway, Then we have the defense, which is elite on this as well. 75 perimeter defense, 77 steal rating. It unfortunately doesn't fit some thresholds though. So at 6'11", you are 1 steal rating short of Silver Interceptor, which is a little bit unfortunate, but either way, it's a tier 1 badge, so it's not like it's that much of a pain to only run on bronze. We don't get clamps either. You have to be 6'9" or shorter. Same with Menace, you have to be 6'10" or shorter. It is what it is though. It's not really your expertise or cup of tea with this build. We're probably going to run things like Workhorse, a little bit of ankle braces. You definitely want to run bronze on the Challenger, Glove, and Interceptor. I think they're very nice budget badges to be able to run like that. Hall of Fame Box Out Beast in tier 2 is a really good budget as well. I am a big fan of Chase Down Artist on top of that for 3s, or honestly for this build, I plan for it to be able to play pick and roll defense. Like you with this build, if you're talking 5s, will be screen setting and running the pick and roll on offense and then guarding the pick and rollers on defense as well. You have great interior defense, great shot blocking ability. You can still play good hedge defense with your speed and perimeter defense and stealing ability. You also will get gold anchor and then silver brick wall as well. You definitely want to run rebound chaser on gold as well. So definitely keep in mind that you're going to be having a lot of defensive badges on this build. As far as your extras, you can definitely decide between, I would say, finishing your defense. Don't put anywhere else. As far as the physicals, we have good speed, good excel, good strength, just enough strength for the silver brick wall to be unlocked as well. You could decide if you want, like as you're going to see, if I go one more into your defense rating, that also unlocks brick wall. So if you're someone that's just in it for brick wall and you don't really care about strength, it's up to you. I believe having a solid strength is pretty important on a big though. So either way, 83 vertical, 98 stamina. I mean, it all looks really good. Now, this is what makes this so cool, though, is running, like I said, slash take primary, playmaker secondary. We could still run rim or glass to be competitive, but for the fun build, man, this looks so fun to use. Play take and slash take on a 6'11" Giannis type build that can just contact dunk like crazy. And yes, it can't shoot, but that's the only thing it really can't do. I mean, other than that, it's such a crazy like standing dunk ability build. It's got driving dunk ability. You still have good ball handle, solid speed with ball, good acceleration. You can still do things as a slasher, as a kind of a hybrid point guard, so to say, and still can definitely defend the perimeter with your speed, and obviously can defend the interior with this build as well. So anyway, very solid build to play the power forward with, so to say, in Pro-Am, as long as you pair it with a shooting big. Ironically, if you're looking to like kind of hook your squad up with some builds right here, I would say that making this build at 3, making this build at the 4, and making this build at the 5 could be a great rec lineup. Or even for that matter, also definitely for the 5v5 Team Pro-Am. I don't even know why I said rec for that matter. But again, I think this could be a really good build. The one downside to this though is if you plan to play it at the 5-5, like I'm talking to be a pick and roller and stuff like that as well, I do have the O board quite a bit low. Now, like I said, for me personally, I love the idea of pairing this with a build like the one that I just showcased before this, where you could run this at the 5 on defense, where realistically you can be kind of corner and corner with this build. You can be corner spot up on offense and then corner on defense for drops, really good shot blocking, really good rebounding. However, I will kind of retool this build and give it some offensive rebounding, because I do believe that if you are running something like this, you probably want to be the pick and roller, pick and popper. And again, you can have really good 3-pointer, you have really good standing dunk, you're still going to get those elite like standing contact dunks with 75 vertical, which is so convenient and what makes 7'2" so much better than 7'3". And again, 90 standing dunk, 84 driving. We get pro contacts for the driving dunks as well. You unfortunately though only get bronze posterizer. This is now going to be only tied to driving dunk, so even though we have 90 standing dunk, it's only giving us silver posterizer. That is definitely unfortunate. I'm not a huge fan of the fact that that's the case, and for that matter, it's why I'm a bigger fan of the 6'11" type builds than the 7'2s. But either way, 7'2s still get slithery in tier 1. They still get limitless takeoff in tier 1. You still get posterizer in tier 2. Definitely run this on bronze still. I highly recommend, and definitely run rise up as well. Maybe some fast twitch if you can also still afford to do so. I don't think masher is a super important badge personally. I also, for that matter, don't think close shot like mashing is even that good. I think standing dunks contact wise are really good though. So it's a hard like in between to play. Now, we don't have good mid-range on this either. I have good 3-pointer on it though, and 11 shooting badges, in my opinion, should be good enough to still shoot the ball. You, however, will end up with catch and shoot and corner being a tier 3 with this. In my opinion, I think you should run things like Claymore and Green Machine. In my opinion, this is the type of build that you should not be putting up like 15 3-pointers a game with, or even for that matter, more than 5. I believe this is kind of just one where you end up with the occasional pick and pop when the defense is giving it very easily, and you just know that you're going to have a wide open shot. You're not shooting contested, that's for sure. And again, really the only things that I think you should even run at this point are going to be Claymore and Green Machine, then maybe even just like bronze clutch shooter, bronze comeback kid, something like that. I don't think anything else is really important. Maybe Bronze Agent 3 if you want to just go crazy and have fun. And not to mention, it's still good for like stop and pop 3s as well. But anyway, pass accuracy, 76. It's going to give us that gold break starter. I think that's a very major key for this build. Obviously, you're going to be someone who's throwing outlet passes, and 76 pass accuracy will be good enough that LeBron James style again. And it also gives that extra badge point, so I think it's a really good threshold to hit. Other than that, probably some vice grip. That's going to be 9 points worth right there. And then after that, probably just silver floor general, and boom, there you go. There's your 11. Simple, straight like that. So not much of a playmaking build by any means. For the defense, once again, I'm probably going to retool this a little bit in just a second. I think what you could probably easily do, though, for being realistic, is just go ahead and do this. And as you can see, it's very capable after that. I mean, so if you want to just go ahead and drop your block rating down to 93 for that gold anchor, I don't think Hall of Fame anchor, while yes, I have seen the 2K Labs video on it, and yes, I do understand the power of Hall of Fame anchor, I don't think you need it. I don't think you need it by any means. Like, I can still protect the rim really good on the 6'11" with gold anchor and 93 block. I think if you're 7'2", for that matter, I think it's definitely plenty doable. And I think we can all agree that makes this build a whole lot more balanced to be able to get that solid offensive rebound rating paired with a very decent block rating still at 93. Also, because we get that extra badge point at 83 offensive rebound, I decided just to not really upgrade the offensive rebound much more after that, and I ended up putting it in the mid-range. We end up with 16 shooting badges if this is the case. So really, you could afford, if that's the case, to put 10 badge points between tier 1 and tier 2, then core badge, catch and shoot, and duplicate it into corner specialist eventually, with them both being worth 6. So just keep that in mind. I think this would be a much better way of doing the build. Obviously, I just like the idea of if you were to pair it with an inside big man to maybe not be so demanded to play the offensive rebounding role. And again, some people are probably fiending real hard for that 99 block and that Hall of Fame anchor because they see how cool and fun it is as a big man to just not let anything come into your paint at 7'2" either. But for the sake of balancing your build, if you want to be a popper like this, I think you absolutely should drop your block rating down to 93, personally. So anyway, last little upgrade that we have to just kind of force into the build, driving layup. This build will still get sharp, rim, and glass takeover, nothing other than that, but I think that's really all you need for this. I think spot up precision primary is pretty cool. If you want to run one thing between rim and glass primary though, and put spot up in the secondary just for when team takeover activates, you absolutely could do that. It is what it is. But anyway, we'll update the build title on this because obviously we just changed the block rating, and the build will now be titled a glass cleaning finisher. So anyway, that's all for the video. I hope you all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, sub if you're new to them noties, all that good stuff. Like always, try to 2,000 likes. And if you made it to the end of the video, put your favorite build between these three in the comments. Search support you made all the way through 6'9", 6'11", 7'2". So just one last recap. Like I said, I think this could very manageably play the lock position right here at 6'9". I think the 6'11" could very manageably play the power forward, where you're playing backside defense on the pick and roll, and it even still could play corner defense too, for that matter. But I think this build fits corner defense a whole lot better, where you're gonna be dropping with crazy defensive rebound rating, really good block, really good interior defense, stuff like that. You can still be a very good spot up. And again, I think all three of these builds can play on the same team for Team Pro-Am or Rec Center, whatever the case may be. And again, for 3v3, I think honestly you want to stay away from these two builds right here. I don't think they're very good for threes. And I'm not saying they're horrible by any means. I just think that you kind of want to fit the 6'9" meta a little bit more for 3v3. It's not me saying, like I said though, that either of these two builds are unusable. I actually, for that matter, ended up playing with Tonic on a 7'2" shooting big while I'm still using a 6'9" at the 2. So plenty doable to play with a big on 3v3. I just think you will feel the perimeter defensive struggle a little bit more when you're playing against ISO dudes, the comp teams that are going to be using like a pick and popper and stuff like that and going super crazy like pick and pop heavy with the 6'9" and the big man. You're going to feel the lack of prim D on a build like this. Anyway, that's all video. Like I said, hope you all enjoyed. And if you made it to the end of the vid, put your favorite build between the three of them. And other than that, let's try this one to 2,000 likes. Anyway, take it easy, man. Peace.